Hey queens, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Isis. Let's get into how I do my signature soft glam. We have Michaela back here with us, and starting off strong, we're going to cleanse the skin. Always make sure you cleanse your client's skin before applying any product. Now going in with my fresh rose toner. This is just going to give us the extra level of hydration, and I'm going to use my hands to press that into her skin. Once I'm done toning the skin, I move on into moisturizer. Using a disposable spatula, I'm applying the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. This is my favorite moisturizer. It also doubles as a primer. This moisturizer just melts so well into the skin, and you can use this for any skin type. When you're dealing with a client with dry skin, you want to make sure you give them as much hydration as possible, just so it can give you a smooth base to work with. Since Michaela has a dry skin type, we're going to use snail mucin just to give her an extra level of hydration. Please make sure your client isn't allergic to dust before using this product. Also, make sure you're asking your clients what their skin type is, what they think their skin type is. It'll help you in the long run. And last but not least, we're going to go in with the One Size Secure the Glow Primer. It is a hydrating primer, so I do recommend this for my combination and dry skin girlies. And that's a wrap for skin prep. Look how glowy, even, and plump her skin looks. Moving on to our base, we're going to use the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation in the shade Cadiz. I also mixed it with a little bit of Macao just to even it out. And look how buttery that foundation is gliding onto her skin. Skin prep is so important, ladies. Using my foundation brush from Real Techniques, I'm going to tap it into her skin. You never want to drag the brush whenever you're blending out your foundation. When blending out your foundation, you always want to use a dense brush just so you can get that even full coverage blend. Moving into contour, I'm using a Made by Mitchell Curve case in the shade Medium. I'm using the contour shades Toned Up and Caramel Chisel. And I'm blending those two shades at the top of her forehead and on her eye. Adding the contour onto her eyes is going to give us that good brown base for our soft glam. When contouring your cheekbones, you always want to blend in an upwards motion. I don't go anywhere past the nose area. And I also like to add a little bit underneath the chin. And to my fellow MUAs, I think I mentioned this in my last video. Make sure you know the difference in each facial shade, because you cannot contour everybody the same. If y'all want a more detailed contour tutorial, drop down in the comments and let me know, and I'll work on getting it to y'all. In that same Made by Mitchell Curve case, we're going to use Peach Sugar as our blush. Whenever you're doing blush, I like to add it to the highest points of the cheekbone. It really depends on the facial shape. The blush really snatched her face, and it's not even done yet. Some people feel like using cream blush is pointless, but I honestly feel like it's going to intensify that blush once we set everything. I really been into Nigerian makeup lately, so I've been adding blush on my clients' noses as well. Moving on to concealer placement, I'm using Milani Cool Sand, and I'm using my MAC 191 brush to apply that as well. Concealer placement is so important depending on the facial shape. The way you map out your concealer can really change the way your makeup looks in the end. I prefer to use a brush to apply my concealer simply because 1, it's sanitary, and 2, it controls how much concealer you use. You never want to use too much or too little. Y'all know I put y'all onto this. Using a powder puff, I'm going to take that and blend out the edges of the concealer first. I'm not going to blend in the inside just yet because I want it to sit just for a little bit so it can get full coverage. And when using a powder puff, you don't want to use it wet. Always use it dry. And use light tapping motions when blending. Using a powder puff is really the key to that full coverage airbrush under eye that you're looking for. To elevate this look a little more, we're going to brighten the under eye, and we're going to use the Milani concealer in the shade Like Vanilla. We're going to let that concealer sit for a little bit and move on to nose contour. When contouring the nose, you're just going down the sides of the bridge of the nose, and we're using the same shades that we used in the Made by Mitchell Curve Case palette. And I also like to add a little circle at the end. It makes sense once we add highlighter. And with that same powder puff, we're going to blend out that lighter concealer shade. I do like to blend the concealer just a little bit into that cream blush so it can ombre out. You don't want to be able to tell where anything comes from. Everything needs to be one. I also like to take that concealer and blend it on the sides of the nose contour just so we don't have any harsh lines left over. And once you're done seamlessly blending everything out, we're going to set it with the Morphe Set and Prep Mist. The face literally speaks for itself. The technique is top tier. This is literally her skin. Stop playing with me. I do let my base sit for a little bit before I set it. Once the face is set, I blend out those under eye creases, and then I take my Laura Mercier translucent powder and I press that into that concealer. You want to make sure you're pressing the powder in. This just ensures no white residue is left over. And I'm also using a different powder puff to set her under eye. And with this powder, you're going to set the under eyes, the chin, her upper lip, nose, and forehead area. Basically everywhere that we concealed. Once you're done setting your concealed areas, we're going to set the whole entire face with that same translucent powder. And you want to make sure you press this into the skin as well, just to ensure longevity and so it's transfer proof. Once you're done setting the face, we're going to use the Fenty foundation powder in the shade 385 just to add that color back into her skin. Moving into powder contour, we're going to use the Juvia's Place Tan Duo. And you're basically doing the same thing with powder that we did with the cream products. We're just tracing over everything that we already mapped out. I like to start off at the beginning of the nose and I make my way down using stroking motions. And once you get to the end of the nose, you're going to round it out with a circle. Using that same Juvia's Place Contour Duo, we're going to add some warmth back into her face. To contour, I'm going to use the angle brush. I feel like they hug the cheek a little better. When contouring, you always want to blend up, never down. It will change your facial shape. If you blend downward, it isn't going to give a sculpted illusion. I like for my contour to have a little depth in it, so I like to build up the color. Moving on to blush, I'm using a Freaky Peach by One Size Blush Trio. This is my all-time favorite peach blush. I really recommend all those blushes from that collection. And I'm just applying that blush in the same area that we added that cream blush. I like to add the blush at the highest points of the cheekbone and slightly under the eye. And let's not forget the tip of the nose. Going in with my Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Powder in the shade Toffee Caramel 330, I'm going to take that and press that under her eye and as well as the places that we added concealer. This is really the key to that airbrush under eye look. It's so filter-like. You can definitely see a big difference in the glam after using this pressed powder. Moving on to the eyes, we're going to add a soft deep brown and we're going to use the Juvia's Place Deep Duo palette. And I mix both of those shades to give us a nice warm tone brown. And to apply the eyeshadow, you want to move in a circular motion. Moving on to eyebrows, you want to start off by brushing all your eyebrow hair up. And I'm using a Benefit Brow Pencil in the shade 3.5. And then you're going to map out the bottom half of your eyebrow. And then you're going to map out the top half of your eyebrow. For a more cleaner outcome, it's best if your eyebrows are waxed, threaded, or shaved. Once you're done mapping out your bottom half, you're then going to draw the tail of your eyebrow. And you never want to go past the size of your client's eye. You're then going to draw your arch and fill in the remainder of the eyebrow. If doing eyebrows less is hard for you, make sure you are setting your base correctly, or else the product will move right into your eyebrow once you draw it on. To ensure that your eyebrow hair stays in the same place, I like to use the eyebrow gel. I'm using this eyebrow gel from Arches and Halos. This also gives the eyebrow hairs an enhanced look. When it comes down to concealing the brows, I don't like to use too much concealer. We're going to start off at the arch of the eyebrow, down to the tail. And to blend, you're going to drag the concealer brush down in little stroking motion. Also, we're using the same concealer shade that we used for under her eye. Once you're done blending the end of the eyebrow, you're going to move to the front of the eyebrow and blend the same exact way. I'm using a Huda Beauty Rich Brown Lip Liner for her eyeliner. I honestly feel like this lip liner works better as an eyeliner. Using a brown eyeliner gives off a really natural look. Brown eyeliner is more daytime. Black eyeliner is more nighttime. Going back into the Juvia's Place Deep Duo, we're going to smoke out her under eye. And just a tip when working with lash extensions, I like to add black eyeshadow onto the areas that I have concealer on. Just be really careful when you do this part. And to top the eyes off, I'm going to add a brown mascara from Essence. I feel like it's mandatory to use brown mascara whenever you use a brown eyeliner. Going into the lips, I'm using Remedy Beauty Baby Girl Lip Liner to line her lips. And I'm going to slightly overline her lips. I also want to say thank you guys for all the love and kind comments y'all left under my video. Thank y'all for subscribing to my channel as well. I know I've been gone for a while, but y'all, I am back. I'm feeling better. And I cannot wait to give y'all more amazing content. Let me know what y'all think about this video as well. And let me know what y'all want to see next. Going in with the Anastasia Lip Velvet in the shade Peachy Nude. I'm going to apply the lipstick to her lips using a brush. I feel like this is the best way to apply it. Also, using a brush to apply the lipstick helps ombre out the lip liner and the lipstick with each other. Now this lip by itself matte is salty, but we're going to add some gloss. Going in with some clear gloss, we're going to add this to the perimeters of her lips where we added the lip liner. And I'm using a lip brush to apply the lip gloss. You can also use a disposable lip applicator to apply it. For our middle shade, I'm going to use Remedy Beauty Buttercake Lip Gloss. This lip gloss is very pigmented and it smells so good. This look is really perfect for the fall time and this lip complements it so well. And with the brush, I'm just making sure the lip liner and the lip gloss is really ombreing out well. Our finishing touch, we're going to use the Dior highlighter on her nose only. And I'm setting her face with the Morphe Pep and Stay Mist and I'm going to blend that out. And here's our finished look. It's so perfect for the fall time. It's so soft and buttery. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all want to see next. Bye, y'all.
Get one out, bitch. Okay, turn.